So I figured I should do an update on the 50 cigarettes Crutch experiment, which I finished about 9 days ago, or I finished the 3 week period after smoking the cigarettes, and then I quit. So I had no nicotine for 3 weeks, and that once I finished the 3 weeks, that was 9 days ago. So as you can see, I've started another experiment. Um, which is more than, I've added a few extra aspects other than just vaping. But I'll do another update on that. So with the Crutch experiment, as I called it, basically a coping mechanism, I tried testing using the cigarettes as a coping mechanism. That's been the most addictive so far out of everything I've tried. So that could be because I was using it as a coping mechanism, or it could be just because at different intervals I've had more nicotine. I was smoking, for this previous experiment, I was smoking about half the amount of cigarettes per day, but half the amount of cigarettes, but it still seemed more addictive after I quit for the 3 weeks. So I think I'm still confident that only a certain amount of nicotine really has the effect causing addiction. And I'm still pretty confident that it's really just the nicotine causing dopamine in your brain, and once you get enough nicotine, that enables all the dopamine, so you can smoke more cigarettes within an hour, but it won't really do much. Like once you get one cigarette pretty much does the trick for like 2 hours is my estimate. Or if you're vaping, it just depends on how much nicotine's in your vape juice. But one difference I noticed with the coping mechanism, since I was smoking specifically when I was depressed, after that point, then I felt like any time I felt any bit of depression, that would really trigger the craving for cigarettes. Since I think the dependency, the physical addiction part of cigarettes causes me to be dependent on the nicotine to be less depressed. That'll happen either way, but when you're using it as a coping mechanism, then every time you feel even a bit depressed, you'll feel the need to get that nicotine to get your dopamine back up so that you don't feel like crap. So I can see how it would be a huge risk for somebody who might be regularly depressed, who then you will just feel the need to compensate for that depression. You could become addicted so easily. But yeah, I haven't been as depressed, and I'm usually not regularly depressed, so it's not as big of a risk for me in particular. And I've been, during the 3 week period, I've been less depressed because my circumstances changed a bit. At least that's one reason. So it was tempting to keep smoking cigarettes, but not too hard to control with enough willpower. So that's just one thing I've sort of realized after that experiment was the extra risk if you're using cigarettes or something else as a crutch, then anytime you feel any depression after that, it'll really trigger the craving and the need. So now I'm into another experiment. I'll post another video on that. This experiment's good. Yeah, got a couple extra aspects to it, and then I should be done that experiment. My plan is to be finished that experiment for New Year's Day, but that'll probably be past by the time you see any of my videos. Anyway, that's my update for now. So, peace out.